Well, good evening. This is Joette with sorry, I was about to say my old company. This is Joette with ballooncoach.com, and I'm really glad that you joined us to learn how you can make professional quotes to give to your clients that without having to sit there and reinvent the wheel. Raquel has put a lot of work into making some wonderful templates of doing designs with balloons, and I love her templates. So I just wanted to let you know I'm ecstatic that she was able to spend some time with us to give you these details. I'm going to go ahead and change things over and make you the presenter, Raquel, so that
Okay.
you can go ahead and share your screen with us. So what you'll need to do is just push the button for your screen share. And
Can you,
voila, and then if you're able to make it bigger, great. If not, I think you've got the full screen in.
yes,
Yeah,
I do.
I do have the full screen. Yep. I just had to push the
Okay.
button on mine. So just so you all know, what you should be seeing right now on your screen is the templates that she uses in proposals, and that if you have any problems hearing her, you just need to raise the volume on your computer. At this time, I'm going to give you the floor, Raquel.
All right. Thank you, Joette. Well, this is Raquel with Balloon Splendor. Many of you have heard my voice over the YouTube videos that I have done for the publisher tutorials. My favorite publisher because it comes with the Microsoft Office package that I get, the Office for Business. So my presentation is going to be in Publisher. All right, so I'm going to be showing a few different ways that you can have put together a proposal using the templates, some different formats and things. So let's go ahead and get started here. I pulled this picture off the internet as an example. It is the front of a building. One of the things I do like to do is have a title at the top of my proposals, and then down at the bottom kind of like a little caption area. So this first one the customer wouldn't necessarily see. This is more for my information, just to keep me organized. I know how big the doorway is, for example. All right, so the client calls up and wants some balloon columns for the front of their building. So this is one option. Here's the balloon column that you can get off the template, off Etsy. I colored it in, put a circle on top, overlaid a text box, put grand opening on there, and there's an option, that easy. Okay, so potentially upselling it, we can offer maybe some different columns here. This is another one of my templates, all colored in. Down here I have entrance decor option 2 if you're kind of linear like I am, or you can name it something fun like bobble columns or whatever. I find that if you name your decor pieces, it has a higher perceived value. So I'm trying to work at that. I tend to be a centerpiece 1, 2, and 3 option kind of girl, but yeah, I tend to do better if I name them something cute.
I think that's a great tip, Raquel, because people honestly will respond to that. And having those neat names really helps. That's great.
Thanks. I've also been trying to use, trying to paint a picture a little bit too. Like in this example, I have featuring a fun, energetic spray that sways with the breeze. It kind of paints the picture a little bit because you can't see motion just looking at the picture. So, all right, moving on to another one. So this one is just basically the 3 balloon columns. I colored it in a zigzag pattern and just made it come down, lined it all up real pretty and everything, and there's another idea with the templates. What else did I put in here? Okay, here, this is the new Sierra Arch template that I just uploaded onto Etsy recently. I love this arch because it has a nice flat surface, so it's really easy to attach like the megaloons on there. I was very careful with the sizing and everything, so I do know this is to scale. And I do have videos on how to scale the decor. So those are a couple of different ways that you can show some different ideas for an entrance in a proposal. I've had clients, oh, here's another one here too, where, oh, this one I want to talk a little bit about kind of the perspective. So on this side, I have the columns kind of coming out towards me a little bit to kind of give the idea that it's creating a tunnel to guide people in. And on this side, if you'll notice, they're all lined up straight. So these would be more up against the building. So these are different things kind of perspective-wise that you can do with the decor to help communicate depth in your designs. I was going to say something else and I completely forgot. Okay, so up here.
I like that you're showing the depth. That's really nice to give them those two different options, and it's not hard to do that. You're just pushing it back or forward. So that's a really great tip.
Oh, thank you. So up here is an example of, you know, the company, what the event is, when the date is. I mean, you can put any kind of information you want. Down here, I also put upgrades are available. If somebody loved it but decided they wanted to spend more money, because we don't want to leave money on the table. So this might be another place where you can add more information. If they want more upgrades, you could price it out, do whatever you wanted there. So that's one way to do a proposal with a specific area. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I've actually had clients, since I live, you know, 50, 60 miles north of Seattle, and most of my clients are still in Seattle. Sometimes they'll even take a picture, excuse me. They will even take a picture with their mobile phone and text it to me, and then from the text I can send it to myself and mock up the design. So it's not necessarily required that you be there to take the pictures. It's preferred, but you don't have to. So just a little tip on some of the different ways I've acquired pictures of venues. Okay, so another way you can do it too is, yeah?
I would say it's great that you have your clients do that, because I hear so many people when they're starting out especially, they're wasting a lot of time going to do site visits for small events that are under $250, that by the time they go do a site visit, if they're not charging for their time, they've lost money. So with digital cameras and phones, there's no reason not to have your clients send those pictures directly to you for a smaller event. So that's really important for people to realize, that it's okay to ask for that.
Yeah, it's saved me a lot. Okay, so here's another way to use it. Let's say the client wants to order some centerpieces. These are all available on my centerpiece template. I just colored them in real basic just to give them a little visual interest there. So some of the other fun formatting things that you can do within Publisher, I have these text boxes here, and I have them finished off in different ways. When you click on the text box, you've got some drawing tools formatting and text box tool formatting. And this is where I went to pick some automatic formats where you can kind of change the look of it. And there's this whole bunch of different choices here that you can kind of hover over, and you know, you can have a lot of fun. Some of it looks kind of gaudy, but if you want to add a little depth, a little texture to your proposals, do something a little different. Just don't get crazy with it, because it can distract from the proposal itself, but the point was just showing you that there are some options available here. I mean, Publisher is first and foremost a publishing tool for words and brochures and formatting things. I've just used it as more of a drawing tool for my own purposes. So yeah, these are all just standard formatting things. Another feature too that sometimes I'll do on my quotes, down here at the bottom I have my logo, and these are just two separate little text boxes. And the first one has who I am, my company, phone number, and email address, and then over here I have all rights reserved, the expiration date of the proposal, and because I have some prices in here, I have prices does not include sales tax, delivery, or setup fees. That way I'm leaving the door open to add more charges if needed. Okay, so let's say you showed this to the client and they decided that size matters and they want to go with this big one here. So again, using the templates, this is the template that you buy, and here are 3 other ways that I've modified it. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this a little bit here. So on this first one with the zebra print, I just pulled an image off of msrballoons.com. That's my supplier, and I just plopped it in there, and that gave a nice big 3-foot printed balloon on top. And this little one here, I used a crop to circle, I think is what I used on that one. On the cropping tool, there's one down here where it says you can crop to shape, and you can pick your shape. I think I had a circle on there, and then you can size the circle and everything. and you can put it in where the balloons were. So that was a real cool thing. Down here, I added some ribbon detailing. Let me zoom in a little bit more here. And these ribbons are just rectangles. I went up here to shapes, and I just drew a little rectangle, long skinny rectangle, and then I made some modifications to it. Let's see, okay, so we got rid of, let's see, was it under texture? No, it was under pattern is where I found it. I think I went with like a little chevron pattern, and then I got rid of the outline, and there's the ribbon, and to dovetail it, I thought this was pretty cool. I actually did a little triangle. I drew a triangle, I stuck it in there, and I changed the triangle to the color of the tablecloth, which was white, and I got rid of the outline.
What a great idea.
And there it is, dovetailed. Let me get it into position. Isn't that slick?
That's perfect. I love it. It's those extra little details.
Yeah. So this is a simple little upgrade, taking some number 40 ribbon. Pioneer has some wonderful ribbons that coordinate with the balloons. So that could be an upgrade option. Over here I changed the tablecloth to black, and I added some 260 swirly things up here. And I did a crop to circle on the agate balloon and put some baubles coming out of a box, just to kind of show some different ways that you can modify the existing template. And okay, so this one was kind of slick. So I free-formed this design here using, what tool did I use? I think it was this one here that you can sit there and kind of, every time you click it changes the angle a little bit.
Okay.
So oops, and then you double click and it ends it. So I did the one and I copied and pasted it. And when you copied and pasted it, how do you make it disappear around the corner of the balloon, the edge of the balloon? So I shrunk it up like that. And then what I ended up doing, I'm going to go ahead and change the color on this. I think it was a line color. Yeah, there's another line here that I added to shade this guy here that's actually supposed to be black. And here's another little line here. I use those to camouflage them. So I'll just put it right back here up against the balloon.
So you're putting the other line on top of it to make it
yeah, and
clear?
when I turn it white, you can't see it anymore. So I don't know how else to do it in Publisher, so that's kind of how I hide my mechanics a little bit, so to say.
That's great.
And then I got to pull it forward again. Oh, it disappeared on me. I worked on this for a long time getting ready for the class. And now I've completely lost it. I'm learning this stuff as I go along. I'm just totally making this stuff up.
Well, and I think that's important is people need to understand that it's going to take a while to learn a program you're not used to. So
Yeah.
build some time into your day just to play with it and see what all the different tools will do.
Yeah. And okay, there it goes. And then if I pull the circle, I think back forward again. Oh, I did want that one back. So anyway, that's kind of how I concealed it to keep my coloring inside the line, so to speak. And then this last one, I just added some ribbons, and ribbons are, again, it's just a kind of a curve. You can go like that, and if you want to make it wider, I want to make sure it stays a dark color. Down here with weight, you can change the thickness of your ribbon. So that would be a thinner ribbon for a 3-foot balloon. Obviously, you'd want a nice thicker ribbon. And then you can just add that under there. So some simple ways to modify the template. Down here, I added a little mirror. And that's actually I think it's called a rhombus, if I remember correctly from junior high geometry. So I made the rhombus, and I got rid of the outline and everything. And then there's a tool in here called reflection. And what's actually being reflected is the quad right here. So
wow.
yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. Let me see if I can move this over here, and let me send it back a little bit. Let me send it back one more time. Okay, and if I click on, actually click on this whole box thing here, and if I do a reflection on it, now you can see how the reflection just showed up.
Very cool.
See it under there? So that's how you can give the impression of a mirror sitting on the table. So obviously you wanted to pay attention to your proportions and whatnot. So yeah, all with that same template, the same templates. You can modify them all you want. Okay, so my last example of how to do a proposal, here's another one where I've got the company name and what their event is, the date, and I basically have two sets of decor. One at the top is what I'm calling Tropicana. Again, you want to name your stuff pretty cool. 10 centerpieces for $350, the entrance decor, and then a stage backdrop, all with kind of the tropical look going. And down here at the bottom, I've got it called Simplicity, basic 3-balloon centerpiece, basic arch, basic columns. And I have the prices in these little shaded boxes. I think this one's a little beveled. This one, I don't think I beveled it. Anyway, just a different way of presenting the information. The top price is for the Tropicana set. The bottom price is for the Simplicity set. You know, you can drop these little arrows here if you want to communicate how tall things are. You can just drop it down. And if you don't draw it perfectly straight, you can come in here and just zero it out. And we can insert a little text box if you want to write in there how tall this is, you know, 8 feet. Oops. And then you can grab it and position it wherever you want. So now the client knows this is about 8 feet tall, or 10 feet, or however tall you want. So you can communicate a lot of information attractively and without using a lot of words and without sounding really technical, because first and foremost we are artists and we want everything that we present to be beautiful. You want to develop a brand, you want to develop a look, and here's, you know, several different ways to accomplish that.
I love it.
Oh, on this one down here, I included, since most of this is all framework, I put down here arches and columns are rental items. So, you know, the footnote down here can be some of your legalese. If you've got things that you want to make sure the client, you know, understands and is aware of. I would probably have a cover page that included the venue address, the setup time, the strike time, and any other important information that you would want the customer to sign off on. So this would just be presenting the creative part of it. So I think that's all I had. If anyone has any questions, maybe I can help you out.
One of the questions is like right now with the design that you have up, what if they're wanting to make the palm fronds be green on the Tropicana at the top and then like a brown trunk? How do they go to actually color that in?
Okay, I do have videos on YouTube that go into great detail on how to color things in.
Oh, wonderful. And
yeah.
tell us how we find you on YouTube again.
Search for Raquel Porter, R-A-C-H-E-L, Porter, C-B-A, and it'll come up. I've got, I don't know, a couple dozen videos.
Okay.
So I just ungrouped this. There's some little tools here, and I even have a video that talks about the toolbar and everything. I just ungrouped it, and then I select the fronds, and I go up here to my color fill tool, and I can change the colors to whatever I want.
That's great.
And on the trunk, so the trunk is going to do something a little bit different because there is actually an angle piece in here. So what I do there is I ungroup that again, and then I click on the angle part, and I can actually just delete it. And now you're just left with the trunk.
Wow, that was very quick. I mean, just it's nice to see after you're used to the program how quickly that can be done.
Oh yeah. So I mean, you can literally change them to any, you know, any funky colors you want.
Wonderful. Raquel, I'm loving this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to check and see if we have any other questions. So let me push this button here. So if you all have any questions that you would like to ask at this point while she still has this up, you can go ahead and put that into your question box now. Let's see. All right, Raquel, do me a favor and click the Change Presenter button for a second. Oh, never mind, that's me. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so you're seeing my stuff for just a second because I'm checking our questions. Raquel, tell us a little bit about when you changed over to doing this format, how it changed your clients' reactions to your proposals.
Wow. I started doing what I call the digital mock-ups probably 15 years ago. And at the time, I think it was just me and Red Balloon Company that was doing it. And I don't think Red Balloon Company was doing it for just anybody.
Okay.
And I would do it for the gal who just wanted to spend, you know, $75 on, you know, 10 bouquets on her tables. And I did it as a free service, and I mean, it just exploded my business. And it became really easy to upsell. Because they would say, I want 3 balloons on a weight. I just want to keep it really, really simple. And I would ask them their colors. Let's say they were red, white, and blue. And I would mock up the 3 balloons on a weight, red, white, and blue. And then I would also show them, you know, we can make the bouquets a little bit bigger. I can add some silver stars. We can do them all in stars. We can go with a bigger balloon. And I would show them all lined up next to each other to scale so they could see the difference between an 11-inch and a 16-inch balloon, and they could see they were going from $8 to $15, you know, 10 years ago, or whatever the thing was, and they would go, oh my goodness, I had no idea, I want the bigger balloons.
Okay. One of the questions that we have is, what version of Publisher are you using?
2013.
So Publisher 2013. Do you charge for your mock-ups?
No. I include the price in my decor. It's part of my overhead.
Are people able to download Microsoft Publisher right off the internet?
They can buy it through Microsoft.com. It's $119, I believe, as a standalone program. For that money, you might as well sign up for Microsoft 365. And I think, what did I do? I think I paid just over $100 for like 3 site licenses. So I have it on my desktop and on my Surface Pro 3.
That's a great tip.
Yeah.
And then when you get that, it's giving you other things other than just the Publisher, correct?
I get Word, Excel, Access, Outlook, and PowerPoint. Yeah, I get the whole business suite, the Office suite, Office Professional. Although Publisher by itself for 119 bucks, I think is worth it.
Yes, definitely. One of the things that I wanted to let people know is that I've done a couple of articles on Raquel in the past on my blog. So if you've not spent a lot of time on ballooncoach.com, you can go over to the blog, and when you click on something and see an article, I know sometimes it's hard to find where things are at for my search box because we got a lot of things going on over here, but if you go over to the right side and go down to the search, you can put in ClipArt, and you will find that I have written a couple of articles where Raquel's work has been featured by things that she's done herself and then times that other people have used her products. So if you ever forget how to find her or how to spell her name, you can find her by typing in ClipArt on my blog. And then also under resources, you'll find Raquel here listed, and it'll take you right to her Etsy store. So if you ever forget where to find her, just come to Balloon Coach and you can get right to her templates, because it might be midnight and you're working on a proposal for somebody and realizing, oh no, I need that new shape. So that's a way for you to find it. One person thanked you for making all these great templates so that it makes it easy for people to be professional.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I know I was like, oh, these are awesome. I tell everybody I know about buying them. It makes no sense to waste their time making it and just use the small amount of money you're asking for it and have a nice card file of them, ready at their disposal. Another question is there something similar to Publisher for the Apple users?
Yes, there is, and I am not the person to ask.
Okay.
If you go into Balloon Friends and ask the question there, or even go into the search bar in Balloon Friends and ask, I don't even remember what the search term would be at this point, but I do know there's some people that are using it with their iPads, and they're importing the PDF file, I think is what it is. Because when you download it, you get the JPEG, the PDF, the PNG, and the publisher file. And it's either the PNG or the PDF that they're using to color in.
Right, and what I'm going to do, so you all know, is by tomorrow we'll have the replay of this made, and I'm actually going to have a blog that I'm putting together that has some other links to Raquel's things that she was talking about as far as how to actually download the ClipArt if you're not sure how to do it from the Etsy store. And right here on ballooncoach.com, it'll take you right to her Etsy store. So yes, these templates are all for purchase, because that was another question that was up there, Raquel. And as you can see, it's just $10 and you get all these wonderful different designs within a template. And some of them here that are a little more customized and specialized are at $20. The amount of time it would take me to create any of these templates is worth way more than what she's asking. So I highly encourage you all to stock up, look at what designs you use the most at first, and then at any time you can go onto her store and purchase more. But to me, it's just invaluable. The amount of hours that she's put into this, there's no reason for you to have to sit there and reinvent the wheel. Just bring it in and color it the way you need to. So I think we've hit all the questions that I saw on there, Raquel. I know one that we had at the very beginning, that if we can go ahead and answer that for people, is if they're able to, we were talking about if they were trying to just like use it in Word.
So any of the designs that you create in Publisher, you can save it as a picture. It'll save as a PNG file, just the image itself without any background. And then you can drop that PNG file colored into Word, but you won't be able to manipulate it in Word. At least I haven't figured out how to do that yet.
Okay. So there are ways to use it, just not being able to manipulate it fully, but it'll give you the design.
Right. Yeah, if you wanted to, if you have like a Word document that you use as a proposal template and you want to be able to drop the images in there and then build your words and your prices around that, you can absolutely do that.
Well, great. Well, Raquel, thank you for coming on and giving us this information. For those of you who are watching the replay, know that you can go to ballooncoach.com, click on our blog and look up ClipArt or look up Raquel, and you'll be able to see some other tips and hints of ways that people have used these products in the past and been able to increase their sales by having a really nice looking proposal that they're giving to their clients. One last thing I wanted to let you all know about is if you've not visited ballooncoach.com before, we have a lot of exciting things going on. We have a monthly guest speaker that comes on and will give you a training much like what Raquel did today, but it's for an hour and a half. So to be a part of that program, it's just $25 a month for a monthly class pass or $35 for a one-time class. All people who register for the class, our next one that's coming up for December 15th, will be eligible to win a giveaway. We have lots of Christmas elves who've given away prizes, and it's going to be fun for Jill and her elves to send you surprises before the holidays. If you have been in business for a long, long time and you're kind of burnt out and not sure which way to go to build your business the way you want it, or you're brand new and you want to jump start, I offer coaching packages. And you can be a part of our group coaching, our one-to-one coaching, our elite coaching if you really want to kick those goals in gear and have the success that you've been dreaming about, but you're not sure how to get there. I can be a support for you on that. So I just wanted to let you all know that ballooncoach.com is here to show you other partners and resources that are in the industry. You just click on this on the home page and it's going to show you different manufacturers and wholesalers that are available to help you out. Under our resource tab, Conlin's there, and it has a link that will show you different events that are going on. And then also for upcoming events, it's going to tell you about World Balloon Convention, Float, Twist and Shout, all those different conventions that happen throughout the year. Ballooncoach.com gives you that information. So I want to thank you, Raquel, for coming on. I'm going to go ahead and stop our recording.